But welcome aboard. We're going to be welcoming our detailed analysts who are in the house, and they're both wearing black. It's like a planned planned move. Hopefully everyone's it's not going to be a dark day. Yeah, but they look smooth and good. Of course, we have in the studio Joshua Moses.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. And we have Wade in the studio.
Good morning. Good morning, Joshua. Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
All right, good to have you both here. Let's take a look at the first story. Now, the headline reads, and I quote, Nigeria fails fiscal transparency test for second year, according to a United States report. Now, Nigeria has failed to meet the U.S. government's minimum fiscal transparency standard for the second consecutive year. In its 2026 fiscal transparency report that was released just 2 days ago, the United States State Department assessed 139 governments and the Palestinian Authority, with only 73 meeting the minimum standard. Of the 67 that did not, 14 are said to have made significant progress, while 53, including our dear nation Nigeria, were marked as making no progress. However, the Nigerian presidency has swiftly reacted by saying transparency, accountability, and effective public financial management remains of utmost priority to this federal government. This report came against the backdrop of a few things to consider. It came against the backdrop of complaints of poor implementation of Nigeria's budgets, which the present government is running 3 budgets consecutively, the 2024, 2025, and 2026 simultaneously. And according to the State Department from the US, it was also based on information gathered by the US Embassy in Abuja, alongside other federal agency, international organizations, and civil society groups between January 1st and December 31st. So when it comes to this particular story, there's so many questions one might ask.
I mean, there's several questions to ask, because when it comes to the plan, the budgets, we've seen backdrops from 2024 up to 2026, and Nigeria is still running the budget from 2024 up to 2026. In what ways can citizens hold the government to ransom as regards financial transparency?
So I would say we should be pitying these citizens. The responsibility on our shoulders are too much. We are providing security, providing roads, providing water. Then we are still holding government accountable. We are still taxed,
providing healthcare.
Providing healthcare. Let the government for once take care of us. And do their own job. You can employ the best forensic accountants. You can employ the best people in finance and accounting to help with the budget. But the fact is, the opacity that we see in our fiscal system is engineered. It's not a mistake. People are deliberately making sure that you don't understand anything that is inserted into the budget. Like you said, we're in 2026, using 2026 revenue to spend from 2024, 2025, 2026. We've seen the new policy: before you spend, make sure that there is money. But even at that, there are extra budgetary expenses that you can't even account for. And in the cases where sometimes monies are released, you cannot align with the big bill of quantities. Like the quality of what is designed, what is stated, is not what is delivered. And then how many of these projects actually impact lives? We have seen a lot of maybe road construction, this, that, but priority areas are also ignored. There are legacy roads in this country that have not been touched. So if you focus on some of these things, take your low-hanging fruits, fix some of these. Every day I see the Minister of Works on the streets. What they've put out, they say guards along something brigade along the coastal roads that will be catching people.
So I've seen them actually.
Now those people will be paid for. Are we saying that brigade was budgeted for? So when you see reports like this, you can easily trace it back to the priorities of our politicians. They look for aesthetics more than quality. What would make them look good on TV, make them look good on the campaign grounds, as against what would actually impact lives. And it's a sad situation.
All right, Wade, please, I want to ask, right? So remember, just right now, Joshua said we should pity the citizens. So maybe we shouldn't be the ones to hold the government accountable. But I also feel there's there's some people that should be held accountable when it comes to the blame game, right? The federal government, alongside some of these international monetary bodies like the IMF, the World Bank, who consistently dole out the loans, who consistently come up with reports and tell us we're not doing good enough, yet they never really say no to a loan. So should we also blame them? Because Nigeria, to be honest, our leaders adopt their plan and we implement it. Whether it's made for Africa, we don't know. But one thing we know, they work hand in hand and they give the loans. Nigeria comes out, adds to the budget. So should we also blame them?
So I have to be very careful to answer this. So when you take a loan, there are terms and conditions.
True.
So whose responsibility is it to administer those conditions? Because if I come to borrow money from you and I say I want to buy a car and 6 months later I don't buy the car, but what you see every day, so you get on Instagram in one club or the other, then your money has been used to finance a lifestyle.
So should I say no to giving you another loan? What if I'm trying to be kind and I believe
I should.
Oh,
That should be the standard.
Yes.
The 5 C's of credit.
okay.
Number 1 is character. The last thing is collateral. Before you can take the collateral from me, is either I'm dead or the court will tell you to take it. You're looking at me, but that's the reality.
But in Nigeria's case, we figured out a way to service these loans, right?
Yeah, we take more
By
loans.
taking more loans
Or
to
we just
The
divert the
creditor
money
is still
from.
getting his allowance.
Yeah, so that's
So
so
he's in business.
It doesn't really.
It's a vicious circle because I keep coming back and you keep going.
I know why.
giving me.
When I used to be in banking, one of the things that then we used to read all those soft magazines, prime people, city people. There was a reason. Because you want to see whether the man who took the loan of 100 million yesterday is financing his lifestyle, because that's where you see it. You won't see it in your regular newspapers. You won't. And today there's social media. Oh, you're laughing, you're looking at me and you're amazed.
You know
but that's the reality.
Because sometimes.
So if I take 100 million from you and tomorrow I'm buying 5 cars, that's your 100 million as a bank. Don't make the mistake that the man has just generated new 100 million. No.
So, sometimes, right, we've seen reports in recent times, the federal government will say things like, macroeconomics wise, Nigeria, our revenue has tripled, we're doing well on paper. And maybe these international bodies are led
sorry,
to
let
go
me-
with
let
Does
me
it translate
interject
to
you.
the reality
If
of Nigerians?
Macroeconomics does not translate to microeconomics, where consumer spending and the velocity of money increases, then you can put out all the data of this world. Go ask any economic. There's so many of them, great economists that come from Nigeria. I don't need to mention their names. But that's the reality, because consumer spending means the economy is growing.
the purchasing power of the people should remain.
It's not just the purchasing power. How much can you spend? Yes, it has to do with the purchasing power. But if I earn 100 naira and I can spend it 3 times over, and it comes back and I spend it again, then you are so let me give an example. There's 100 naira amongst the 4 of us. If it goes round 5 times, we spent 2,000 naira. That's how the reality works.
No. All right. Thank you so much. Remember that this part of City Press is proudly sponsored by Maltina, nourishing goodness for your body. We are gearing up for the second story. While we are at that, you can take a sip of Maltina, sit back with our detailed analysts. Ini and I are going to be here, and we go sip a bit and come back for the second story.
Across Nigeria, teachers are changing lives every day. Now it's time to celebrate them. Applications for Maltina Teacher of the Year 2026 are officially open. If you're a secondary school teacher, register now at www.maltinateacheroftheyear.com. This year's grand prize winner will receive a brand new Honda SUV, 10 million naira cash prize, capacity development training, school infrastructure, and a 1-year supply of Maltina. Second prize winner gets 5 million naira. Third prize winner gets 3 million naira, and the state champions will receive 1 million naira each.
The Maltina Teacher of the Year is an initiative of Nigerian Breweries Felix Ohiwere Education Trust Fund, supported by Union Bank, Airpeace, and Honda. Entries close August 7, 2026. Terms and conditions apply.
Real-time updates, epic moments, and exclusive content.
This is the brand
This is a brand new exclusive.
Follow at City 1051 on Instagram, X, and TikTok.
For insightful discourse on breaking news,
starting this hour with some breaking news. Ukraine is claiming its forces have
current affairs, and issues shaping the nation.
Somebody that wants to be a leader should know how to convince people so that they can be able to vote for him.
City Press is your go-to spot on Breakfast in a City.
Stop. That bass is off.
It still sounds good.
It's good, but it's not good enough.
Can I get an Amstel Malta, man?
Being your best lives in the details. Again. Yeah, better, but still not your best. Being your best refines you. Aha, yes, that's it. Being your best is not just about dreaming about it. You also have to work towards it. Amstel Malta. Be your best.
All right, Amstel Malta keeps you feeling your best with the best taste in your mouth. Yes, we are back. It is still City Press right here on City 105.1 FM. We run the city 7:44 a.m. on the clock. Today, we've explored one story before, and that one was as regards Nigeria failing a fiscal transparency test according to the U.S., the State Department. But we're gearing up for the second story. I am the Big P.
I am Eni, and we have our in-house analyst here with us, Mr. Joshua Moses and Mr. Wade. Thank you so much for being here once again.
Thank you.
Looking at the second story here, the headline reads 2027 Atiku Obi more options ahead of single candidate summit. A group known as Group of 100 Nigerians led by former All Progressives Congress chieftain Salusi Lukman has called the opposition presidential candidate and political leaders to present a common candidate against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. They urged former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of the African Democratic Congress, Peter Obi of the Nigeria Democratic Congress to subordinate individual interests to the broader objective of defeating the APC-led federal government in 2027. Now the question is, will this be an infringement of some sort on the political ambition of each presidential aspirant?
No, it's not an infringement. It's somebody's opinion that he shared, and he's trying to spread it to say, I think it would be nice if you guys come together.
Do you agree with the person's opinion, this opinion by the Group of 100 Nigerians?
It's an irrelevant opinion at this point in our. In fact, with
the
everything that has transpired, they tried this thing and it didn't work. They were all under the same umbrella and it didn't work. So what makes you think that this person is now the presidential candidate of this party, and then they will then decamp? And then it's also a disservice to Nigerians. Almost less than 7 months to the election, we are now saying, because INEC has listed who they want to use. They've started printing the materials, so by the time they get there, they will still have to, people will turn print for APC, NDC and all that. And then you also look at the opposition parties themselves. Their houses are in disarray. NDC is still struggling with what their logo is. They don't know what their actual logo is at the moment. So you can tell how. So imagine you now add this other kind of talk on it. So who takes what exactly? So I feel like they should each strengthen their different units, right? Let everybody go to the polls. So let Nigerians choose.
So let's go back to the time when they were all in one party and they were trying to make a coalition where they can obviously try to unseat the present political party. Do you think if everything was done wonderfully, that would have given us a chance to, or that would have given them the chance to unseat the current administration?
Giving them a chance, yes, because what they would have achieved is momentum. What they would have achieved is clarity, right? So they know where they stand on certain things. They know who is backing what. They know what they need, kind of resources. But at this point, they don't have that. There's no party currently that has opposition party that has momentum. Everybody is just there. Then, of course, they are all fighting in court. So you can't, it's still a bit too late.
All right, now this part of City Press is proudly brought to you by Amstel Malta, making sure you feel your best while having the best taste in your mouth. I want to ask Mr. Wade, when it comes to the Group 100 arguing that, a divided opposition, no matter the numerical strength, will struggle to defeat the ruling party. If ever the opposition was to come together, we know that when we hear opposition, unfortunately, it's between Sir Atiku Abubakar and Peter Gregory Obi. If we're to decide, based on a united opposition who should lead, who would make a better candidate to lead the opposition? In case of if the opposition were to go for that two-party system, right? Two-party APC versus the opposition, who would make a better headliner or candidate for the opposition?
Anybody who preaches the unity of Nigeria.
Okay.
Anybody who believes that Nigeria should move forward. Anybody who believes that first and foremost we are Nigerians rather than tribal or ethnic.
Okay.
And anybody who believes that we should make the economy better for
Nigerians,
the 70% young people in Nigeria. I leave it at that.
What isn't that what they actually say anytime they're about to?
I've answered the question. You asked the question and I've given you my criteria.
That is majorly what they say.
Anybody's name.
You know what?
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
I'm not calling anybody's name.
I understand.
And I won't call anybody's name. I am apolitical. Are you with me?
Yeah.
I will go cast my vote. My vote is my civic duty. And the only thing I ask Nigerians to do is take your voters card
and protect
in January, go vote and protect your vote.
Sorry, I just need to ask this. Sorry, I know we're about to take some responses. We know a lot of Nigerians, they vote based on popularity.
I don't know.
Some Nigerians they vote based on who is more popular or a popular politician.
I don't think so.
I've had conversations with some people,
okay,
and they'll rather vote who is trending rather than the antecedent or the political track record of this person. What do you think? What would you say to Nigerians instead of voting for the individual? Don't you think they should also vote
listen to my four? I will tell Nigerians, listen to the 4 things I said. And make your decision based on that.
You know what? Let's go ask the listeners. Thank you so much, Joshua Moses Owade, for this great contribution. We go over to the listeners while you are also rendering your opinions. Please, we're asking you, in the face of an opposition, who serves as a better leader, Sir Atiku Abubakar or Peter Gregory Obi? Let us know, just in the case. Let them just share their opinion. If ever anyone is to headline the opposition.
No, let's not. That would be unfair to people and their personal likings of who they want to vote. So let's not cause
right?
Please.
All right. So let's keep it civil then. Let's go to the phone lines. If you want to be a part of City Press, you can call in on 0700 1051 1051, or you can text via WhatsApp 0909 916 4403. Remember, this section of City Press is proudly sponsored by Amstel Malta. Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to the black lady in the studio.
Welcome aboard,
Mr. Wadi.
Good morning, sir.
If I can come to the studio, I'll come and get this morning breakfast.
I can send my account details, sir.
You can go ahead to share your thoughts, please.
Corner, you escape. I beat the very early. Because that question is a very, very music question. The way you answer the question, I really facilitate the way you answer it. And may God bless all of you in the studio.
Amen.
My name still remains Prince Wires, coming you from Oshodi this morning. You see, when you talk of opposition, when opposition attack the ruling party, I will feel happy. You have to criticize it should be constructive well. But today, where they have the opportunities, where they met at Ibadan, let's have the candidate to be handing the other one move away, and that's the problem. If they not come back, this one people, I think they want to make name. The project they are back upon, I don't think it can work. Let us go to 2027. Anyone that you match is my present. That's what I will say this morning. Good morning to you all.
Thank you for your contribution. 07001051 is the number you can call, or drop a message on WhatsApp 0909 916 4403. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Lady Amy.
Good morning, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
You can go ahead to share your thoughts, please.
Lady Amy, see, on the issues we are discussing, first of all, take the issue of transparency, without being told by any international body we Nigerians, we have to look inward and check ourselves. Is this APC government, are they transparent? In a situation where the President Bola Tinubu spent 34 billion traveling around the world, I showed in the budget, and not pursuing a foreign investment that never came. No foreigner will come and invest in this Nigerian economy with kidnappers and terrorists all over the place. And yet the president said that he spent 34 billion. That is ridiculous. Then again, Mr. Wike, the Federal Capital Territory minister, spent 34 billion to renovate a house. The International Conference Center in Abuja that was built at 240 million a few years ago. That alone is enough to show that this government is terribly corrupt and must be voted out.
Thank you. Your time. Thank you. Your time is up. Thank you. 07001051 Check out some messages on WhatsApp to 090991644403. Adeboyega Adedeji says, "Good morning. The democratic process in Nigeria is associated with loss of human lives, bloodshed, and killings. No wonder for a senator was seen boldly ordering that people should be killed. It is a shame."
All right, Mayor from Ikoton Egbe says, "Nice morning to you all in the studio. Let me tell anyone that cares to hear why APC, especially the president, wants to win Osun election at all costs. The president claims to come from Osun State, right? If we can all remember, he lost Lagos and Abuja in the 2023 general election, which was a big disaster and a disgrace. Even Malam El Rufai made mockery of this, and then it will be a disgrace again if the president does lose Osun State. Mayor, I know too well that the senator that said go and kill them will not be detained, except the police officer will lose his job because the master strategist is in charge. God help us all." Here, Temi Tokwe Onatoye says, was it not yesterday that I talked about this administration not showing any single element of financial transparency and accountability? I'm surprised that despite the present administration giving out $9 billion to a company in America to cover up their lies and propaganda, the same America has come up with a report revealing that for a second time in a row, there's no financial transparency under the present administration. On the issue of Osun State gubernatorial elections, where the court has ruled that SDP should be included on the ballot paper, this has made INEC to begin to reprint ballot papers. To me, it shows the problem the delay in judgment on the part of the judiciary can cause. May God deliver us. Temi Tokwe Onatoye from Ijagama community. Hello.
Amy, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
I speak to everybody in the studio.
Good morning,
for the first time, two young men that I love so much are in the studio with you as analysts, Ewadi and Joshua. God bless those two young men.
Thank you, sir.
I think because of the two of you, I'm not flattering people that know me. I don't flatter people. Because of two of you, I still believe that there is still hope for this country. See, let me jokingly say this: the first caller is an APC person. His prayer is that the opposition will not come together.
Mr. Osage, you can share your thought without attacking any caller, please. Thank you.
Let me just say my now. See, before 2023 general election, presidential election, the candidate of APC, Tinubu, was having a good will, and that was why he managed to get that 8 million votes. Are you telling me now that after 3 years now, that good will is still there? Anybody that is still opposition, these three major candidates, that's why we are going to choose one, and next year, and that Lukman is a supporter of Atiku. He should tell Atiku to step down. That is not yet the turn of the north.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Osage. 60 seconds.
Thank you, sir. We take another look at Jeremiah from Alakoko. He says, "Good morning to you guys in the studio. We're not surprised. In fact, there's nothing like transparency under the present administration of President Tinubu. What do you expect from leaders who are not transparent? Thank God it's coming from the U.S. Temi Tokwe Abiodun from Ottawa says, "The best candidate is, if you like, call me a Yoruba BASTARD. However, the APC was deliberately created to caused some ruckus, but the tribal bigots, religious fanatics, the Indomie and Rice members don't know. Imagine a friend planning for her mom's 60th birthday and told me that a can of Maltina, your sponsor, now goes. Please leave us alone.
Have you done take it up? You don't.
When you guys just come here with some
are you trying to set us up? You don't
like,
want us to work here anymore?
But he suggested for the opposition it should be Peter Obi that should lead. That's his opinion, not ours.
Okay, thank you so much, Joshua Moses, for coming through, and Mr. Wade. It's been such a great time here in the studio with you, coming here to talk to us about the stories. Remember that this part of the show is proudly sponsored by Abstel Motor. Coming up next is Sports City. You'll be having a great time with the sport gurus in the house.
Stop. That bass is off.
It still sounds good.
It's good, but it's not good enough.
Can I get an Amstel Malta, man?
Being your best lives in the details. Again. Yeah, better, but still not your best. Being your best refines you. Aha, yes, that's it. Being your best is not just about dreaming about it. You also have to work towards it. Amstel Malta. Be your best.
City 1051. We run this city. City 1051. City 1051. Life isn't perfect, but we are City 1051. City 1. City 1051. I look good, they can't pay Weezy, my best. Too much to clean and turn, I'm colored. Let's see this up, I'm on Sati, video would they go. If just your talk, I did the money come. City 1051, we run this city.
The Giants from the stands. Every miss.
Oh, it's in the post, incredible!
And every block. Every shot and every dunk. The goals and celebrations that make the game come alive.
It just does not get better than this.
When it all comes to a halt, the story continues on Sports City. Only on City 1051.
Good morning. It is exactly 8:01 on the clock, and yes, you're listening to your favorite station, City 105.1 FM. We run the city. It is time for us to bring you up to speed with the most exciting and the latest details emanating from the world of sports from around the world and within Nigeria. It's all right here on Sports City, and I am the Big P, as always, self-acclaimed passenger princess, and I'm here with the sports gurus, the best to ever do it, the gentleman. Good morning, world. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you, the Big P. I know you're pretty excited this morning. Well, personally, I'm saving my excitement for the end of today because the Super Falcons are up against South Africa, and if they don't win that one, it means officially they will not be playing at the World Cup next year. So,
God forbid.
I'm taking a look at that to see whether or not my excitement would finally run free at the end of today. So that's one of the major conversations here on the show this morning. My name is Onome, and guess what? On Sports Kick today, straight verdict, the big names are holding back the Super Falcons. If you believe so, let us know. Share thoughts with us on WhatsApp. It's 0909-916-4403. You could also call 0700-1051-1051. The big names are holding back the Super Falcons.
Oluwadamiloju, not young John, but speaking of big things happening, there was a major announcement from one of the most storied players in the NBA calling time on his 18-year career. Where his legacy ranks when we talk about basketball greats, we'll be getting into that conversation much later today.
You guys didn't see what I did for Cameroon yesterday. I made the 4 stops. I made a stop in the 116th minute, a penalty. I saved it, and I did so again during the shootout. Michael Lee.
I think you saved somebody's contact yesterday. Which one?
Well, big ups to the Cameroon and the indomitable lionesses of Cameroon, I should say. They got that victory over Morocco, and for once
I saw the Moroccan fans, they stood up and they applauded. They don't know Joro, nothing of wait to see for AFCON happen. They knew they were well beaten, and it's good to see actually. Congrats to Cameroon and Malawi. They're through to the WAFCON final that we contested this Sunday. Michael is the name.
Namloju, would they still give you passports like this?
Would who still give me passports?
I said, we
I don't understand. Nobody in this room that I know of has gone to apply for a Moroccan passport.
No, you were doing that by way of campaigneering.
It's not campaigneering. Whether that's even a word, this one to leave me alone. I was simply stating facts that going into this tournament, Morocco are the favorites. I still maintain that they're the favorites. Unfortunately, they have not been able to live up to that tag. Shout out to Cameroon. Congratulations in the battle of the Lionesses. Yes.
No, they don't host WAFCON, still no title. Sorry, don't worry, to come in the future. Okay, I feel bad for them, but let's talk about the Super Falcons and the match that we get to see today. This is the big one. The NFF has done their apology. The players have stayed focused on this one because they need to win South Africa, and if they get to win this one, they have not qualified yet for the World Cup, or they will play another match and then the Intercontinental Playoffs. So the journey to the World Cup, restarts today with a match against South Africa. What tactical setup do you want to see in the match from the Super Falcons?
I want to see square pegs in square holes, and the first place I am talking about is having our right back at right back. That is what I mean by the tactical setup. But also, I think formation wise, we've tried a lot of things. We've tried a midfield 3, we've tried a midfield 2 with an attacking midfielder. I think today's game against South Africa is requiring a midfield 3. I need a lot of solidity in that midfield. A lot of people might complain and say, oh, we need someone that will link the play in the attacking midfield role. But I think we need to be able to explore the half spaces, so you can have a sitting DM and then 2 central midfielders. One of them likely should be Jennifer Echegini, because she's able to also drive the ball forward. Rashida Tajibade can be the second one, or you can decide to play on the right. But that midfield 3, I need us to be able to be solid in possession. It's not something we've seen too many times at this WAFCON, and it feels like that's one of the great ways in which we can get over our adversary, our rivals, the people that Big P wants to send back home
to take their jobs,
South Africa,
and to be shouting Vuvuzela.
Well, for me, I wouldn't mind dropping Chiamaka Nnadozie for this one. No doubt about it. Yes, I'd be bold enough to make that decision. The manager also hinted at making that decision if need be. Yes, because this is a crucial stage of the tournament. Whether we like it, in fact, we're already out of the tournament, but then we need this victory to ensure that yes, our World Cup qualification hopes would be alive. Because if we anything short of a victory, we'll be out of this one. Yep. And if for a goalkeeper that has been shaky from the start of the tournament, she's done amazing for the Super Falcons. She's won the tournament twice. A lot of people may not know, but the thing is, she's not been at her very best at this tournament. Her confidence level has dropped, her ability has dropped. Why not try somebody else? There was a goalkeeper that was discovered sometime last year. She was injected into the squad. Her name is Comfort Irabo. Yes, if you give her the opportunity,
with her being in goal,
I don't mind. Okay. I don't mind having Comfort Irabo in goal. If she's able to, help us seal that passage. And keep our hopes of making it to the World Cup alive. Why not? So make that change. And I do not want to see Michelle Alozie anywhere near right back, left back I should say. She should either be playing right centre back, draft somebody else there, because she has struggled from the start of this tournament, and the manager has seen this, and for whatever reason decided to actually just keep it that way. Anyone he decides to use up front is fine, but I think I would love to see Asisa Toshola up front. I think she still has what it takes to be lethal and create so much problems for our opposition. We're playing South Africa, so please start Asisa Toshola. Let's see what happens.
All right, so Michael, you mentioned the struggles, right, with the team. Is there actually a solution to our struggles in terms of defense?
Yeah, the manager has to make the right call. Damloji already alluded to it. Put players where they best perform. Yes, for our player Michelle Alozie, we know she does well at right back, but it's understandable why the manager decided not to go with Michelle Alozie at right back, because Shukrata Oladakwa did well for Roma. She was actually voted one of the best players in the Serie A, the women's league in Italy. So it's understandable why he decided to, I'll stick to Shukrata Oladakwa at right back and let Michelle play left back in the absence of Ashley Plumtree. But then again, he had long notice that Ashley Plumtree would not be in this tournament, and for whatever reason he decided not to do anything about it. He decided to embrace shoehorning players from wherever it is that they play to that position, and we have struggled. So if he can actually get that right, we stand a chance. Defensively, Ohali will go manage and wait till we get. I think Ohali has lost a bit of steam. She did well against Cameroon, that's the truth, but we do not have that grit, that solidity in defense like we used to have. We've lost all that. Sadly.
I think beyond playing Alozie, where she needs to play at the right back, or maybe deciding to either bench the goalkeeper Nadozie or not. One of the issues we're facing is also the structure itself, not even the personnel. If you look at the way the team is set up, I feel like the midfield tends to give way a whole lot to the opposition. Deborah Abiodun needs to be played with someone else in a double pivot. We have just Deborah Abiodun there, and then you have a case of Echegini and Uchebe, who are more forward advancing. That's where they are. It feels like Deborah Abiodun has a whole lot to do in that midfield as it is right now. I think when you have a situation where your defense looks to be shaky, you need a double pivot. If you can play Abiodun and Alimatu Ayinde together, that's the thing. Both of them are the defensive midfielders, or bring in someone. I don't at this squad now. That's what we have. We need someone who can sit in that midfield. We need control. He's more forward looking than control. It's control that we need in this game against South Africa. Not okay, let's go all out and score goals. No, that's not it. The defense is not it.
I want to make one more step on what Michael said. I think Osinachi Ohale, in my opinion, should be benched. I would prefer a centre-back partnership of Dimei and Christy Uchebe. Christy Uchebe has played many matches for Benfica in the centre-back role, even though she's a natural midfielder, and I think she reads the game better than Ohale. Ohale has been caught out of position on multiple occasions at this tournament. Gloria Ogbonna is the person I'm going to play at left back, because Shukrat Oladapo has done well at right back, but if playing her means that Alozie has to be at left back, I'm not going to be having that. In the midfield situation, control, like I said earlier, I agree with Onome on that particular one. If we're going to have a pivot of Halimatu Ayinde and Deborah Abiodun, then most likely we're going to have to rejig things in the forward line. You can have only two places for wingers, because most likely Jennifer Echegini is going to be the most advanced of those three midfielders. You have Ajibade on the right, what happens on the left and through the middle, because someone like Chrisola Babajide has done well. Uchenna Kanu has also chipped in with goals. I was thinking that we're going to have a situation where both of them get to start. All these ones that we are saying, they should just get us the victory.
They laugh you.
See, there are so many forwards in this team. When you look at, there are so many forwards. You see, the midfield is very, very light, and that, I think that has been a major problem for the Super Falcons at this WAFCON, and I think it might affect them again today in this World Cup playoff.
Away from the micro details, right? Let's take a look at the bigger picture. So, with what you've seen so far, gentlemen, in this WAFCON tournament, are you confident that the Super Falcons can beat South Africa?
I'm not really confident because the first question is where are the ladies at in terms of mentally heading into this game against South Africa? South Africa started poorly at this WAFCON, but they were able to bounce back. We also started poorly. If you look at it performance-wise, we have performed much better than South Africa at this WAFCON. No doubt about it. We've scored more goals. It's just sad that what happened against Cameroon happened the way it did. We didn't really do badly in that game, but just that at the point where we needed to actually, get it 100%, especially in front of goal, things just didn't go our way. We have struggled in front of goal. Aside that, everybody for fit beat Egypt. That's why we're able to score 6 against Egypt. Hey, come on, Zambia did score 6, even though they're nowhere in the tournament right now. We scored 6 against Egypt. We couldn't build upon that in the next game against Cameroon. We couldn't really create any clear-cut chance, and even the one that could have been, tucked in the back of the net easily, Okoronkwo decided to do something else. But then again, it's all water under the bridge. It's business right now, whether the manager knows it or not. He has to have all hands on deck. Like I said, get Asisa to Shola. Shola has to start this game. Anything short of a victory, will be completely unacceptable. We have qualified for every edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup. That trend has to continue. I don't know Amadou Gugu did one.
Wow.
I'm not confident if that's the question. Buju is one of my favorite Nigerian artists, and then he has a song that literally goes by that title, but honestly, I'm very, very skeptical. You guys know how I felt about the Super Falcons since the tournament started.
And we know that we play South Africa, there's always this extra motivation.
Yeah.
On the part of the South Africans, like, okay, we are playing these Nigerian girls.
And we know there's a lot of things going on between Nigeria and South Africa right now. So.
Speaking about Buju, they killed theirs, thinking he was ours, but ours is shining. Benson, shout out to him.
Wow.
But let's talk about the score line at full time. What is your prediction for the score time?
No bronze statues first, tell Michael.
I cannot predict it, but for me, make Madugu just win. I know if you understand, if you predict. Honestly,
you're not even seeing like a 1-0, 0-0
who
draw.
Who will even score?
Asisa to Shola now.
Well, hopefully, hopefully. Ihezuo did well at the last tournament.
Yes.
For whatever reason, she hasn't really contributed much at this tournament.
What of Gift Monday?
Gift Monday, her energy level amazing, especially in the other games that we saw, even against Cameroon.
I think she scored against Egypt.
She did score against Egypt.
But
yeah, she was for me one of the best players of that game against Cameroon. I understand clearly why the manager decided to start. Her energy level is always up there, but against Cameroon at some point in time, we needed to make that change, especially knowing that we were pegged back in that one we considered, and he needed goals, which was why he made some of those changes. I expect Monday to start. Monday has it in her to actually make those touches, link up with the midfield and the wingers, and then look for those spaces up front to see if she could get a go at goal. So if you start Monday, maybe even a 4-4-2 formation, because we need goals.
It's
possible.
That midfield go pour us like mad.
It shows the confidence level is down.
These are 10-time defending champions. Let's not forget.
Madu employed a 4-4-2 formation at the last WAFCON. That's what we actually played with. We came all out attacking.
Michael.
So, but it's
no player. We play midfield 3. We lead goals. You want to play 4-4-2.
I know. Okay. Against Zambia.
The South African ladies are also, not perfect defensively. They've always had their struggles, and we could hurt them if we get it right in the final third.
Speaking of South, we could hurt them. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to borrow lingo from Big Piece Gender. You're going to hate me. I think the South Africans are going to beat us today. I hope.
It's
possible.
That I'm wrong.
I think they win so
hard. I bind it by fire.
There are better ball players in the South African women's team than the Super Falcons.
No, they have this experience called that are still working so well for them. Referee Jane, Demba Gatlana, and Dilid Lamini. I talk about one of my favorites too, Linda Motlatlo, also in this team. So these players are still players who still do well for them, who can also be team players that would actually cause a lot of worry for the Super Falcons. And also, beyond just them, even we ourselves, looks like we're not even a complete set at the moment, which is where the worry comes from. That it looks like for the first time since the World Cup began in 1991, this might be the one that the Super Falcons will miss out on. We've never missed out on the World Cup, and it's looking like that way. I'm holding out hope. I'm looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, even though the tunnel looks very, very dark. My God. This might be a game decided on penalties, and South Africa just goes through.
I have tunnel vision on this. We're going to go through. South Africa will go back home.
Okay.
They've never produced a CAF.
Well, if it's going to make us feel better, the last time they
just once.
Obviously, it doesn't matter. At least
have they ever been defending champions?
Yes,
they won it in 2022.
Yes.
They beat us en route.
Yes. I mean, we have 9 times over them.
Yeah, but this was
the last time Nigeria and South Africa faced each other at the WAFCON penalty shootout. It went all the way. Went down the wire. We defeated them.
Yes.
All right, that's historically.
No, Michael, it's gonna happen again.
Let's stick with the WAFCON proper, because this is the beans beside the rice. Let's look at the rice itself. The main dish, which is the WAFCON, and we saw semi-final matches played yesterday. Interesting ties. Lots of people were actually thinking Morocco will go through, but they lost. Oh my God, they lost yesterday, and sadly for Morocco, they will not be in the final. But I think we've all been impressed with Malawi win their first WAFCON. They are the final.
Yeah, they're the final. They defeated Algeria. Both teams are reduced to 10 women in that one, I would say. Yeah, but in the end, the Chawinga, the lady, she did the damage against Nigeria in the first game. Did the same thing against Algeria. They outmuscled the Algerians, and they made light work of them. Algeria actually tried coming back in that one, but no, the Malian ones were just too much, eventually nicking their spots into the final. So for the first time in history, a debutant has made it through to the final.
Temwa and Tabita, those two players, I really don't know who I want to give the best. It looks like it might go to Temwa, or she has been the top player at this tournament.
She's got
so
5
far.
goals now.
Yeah, she's been a top player.
Michael would also be a contender for.
No, she's definitely goalkeeper of the tournament too. She saved 4 penalties yesterday, 1 in extra time in the 118th minute, and then saved 3 in the shootout.
If it happens again in the final, now she go in the golden ball and the golden glove. I promise you, she was amazing yesterday. I stood up and I clapped. I wanted Cameroon to win though. Honestly,
I don't know about her first name, but
beef.
Yeah, all right. Great performances so far from that Benfica goalkeeper who plays for Cameroon, Mekele Bihina.
Bihina.
And Bihina, that's what I said.
She's
now.
not from Ijebu, but Michaeli.
All right, don't forget on Street Verdict today, Sports Cake, the big names are holding back the Super Falcons. Let us know what you think. 0909-916-4403. Let's step into another, aspect of international football. Spain has Netherlands have appointed, Xavi Hernandez as the new manager to take them through. And you look at this, them going for a foreigner, it barely happens. Since 1978, that was the last time a foreigner was in charge of the Dutch national team. Hence Happel was the man there. Since then, it's been all Dutchmen. Does the federation going for a foreigner show the poor crop of Dutch managers available right now?
No, I think there's still some decent managers that they could have given the opportunity, but sadly they were late at getting to get them. Mark van Bommel was available. He did well with Royal Antwerp. A lot of us, what's the name of this defensive midfielder that plays for the Super Eagles? He's now in the US. He played for Royal Antwerp. Al-Hassan Yusuf. Yeah. Became Al-Hassan Yusuf under Mark van Bommel. He gave him that opportunity to actually shine. Of course, no shocks, no surprise, because Mark van Bommel also played in that position. So we have him to thank for it. But sadly, the Netherlands went late for him, and eventually the Belgians got his services. So he's now the manager of Belgium. Peter Bosz is the manager of PSG. PSG won the league, but obviously he's interested in doing bigger things. He wants to see if he can go all the way to win the Champions League.
No contact for years.
Arne Slot.
Okay.
Arne Slot was one person they really wanted, but he's still interested in being in coaching at club level.
So Michael, you've only just called 3 names. Who, by the way,
Robin van Persie. You gonna say because now Van Persie, Robin van Persie did well, and final they came second. They'll be in the Champions League. Come on.
They cost you until you go represent school. They call JS1 students. I don't understand. That's what you are doing now. That's what you are doing.
Okay. See, this one that you guys are mentioning. They played in the same World Cup final with Xavi Hernandez. Come on.
This is manager we're talking about.
It don't matter. You can just manager. When they talk say Gary Neville played so many amazing seasons as one of the best right backs in the Premier League. Wait till when you go Valencia. See, now you ask me questions. Managers. The fact that a country that has had Dutch managers since the 1980s, obviously every year since in the 1980s till now, we've always had the Dutch manager manage the Netherlands team. It just shows you that they understand the current crop of managers are not right up there. I'm just surprised that if you were going for a Spanish manager, they didn't talk to Pep Guardiola.
No, he said he's not available. He said he's not available. He wants to spend time with his family. No, he said he's not available now. He has said it since I want to spend time with his family. So he's a no-go area at this point.
Maldini was telling us that they started having conversations with Pep, and it looked like he was leading in, and the next thing he changed his mind.
No, the thing is this: you'd always have conversations. They think it's respectful to you to have conversation with this federation when they come for you. That's a respectful thing to do. Even if you don't want to leave your current job, when someone is come, you just come and let me sit down with them and talk to them. Even if you are employed somewhere. So I think it's just respectful.
Apply for relationship. If you're in a committed relationship, don't be entering talking stage, please.
All right. So does this look like a good move for both Xavi and the Netherlands?
To an extent, I would say yes.
No,
I would say yes. To an extent. To an extent. Since 1970s, we've never had a foreign manager coach the Dutch national team. So there's going to be pressure on Xavi Hernandez. But if there's anyone who can handle pressure, it's Xavi. When Barcelona had their issues, he was at Al Sadd somewhere in the Middle East. Eventually came over, stabilized things. He won the league with Barcelona with a young crop of players. And if you look at this Netherlands side, they have young crop of players. So I think Xavi can actually do something. It's going to be a huge gamble, but if the conditions are right, Xavi can do something with this Dutch national side. I'm not saying they'll win anything, but most.
Huge gamble is the word. Xavi strikes me like the kind of manager that needs a lot of time to implement his very, very meticulous ways.
He didn't need a lot of time with Barca. He hit the ground running when he was there.
Because he already understands the culture that Barcelona play. He played in that particular
Barca culture is similar to the Dutch
culture. Now the Dutch national team they're definitely more transition based than Barcelona. They have the possession side, they're more transition based. One more thing. He had so much time with Barcelona, day-to-day training. It's different for the national team, and that's why I think it's not the cleanest of fits.
Could it be that the Dutch are tired of Dutch courage? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Yesterday we saw the Super Cup happen. PSG edging Aston Villa 2-1, and from the look of things, I'm just going to PSG once more. They show their dominance in Europe. Super Cup last time, Super Cup this time. They're looking into winning another Champions League title. Also, they are looking like favourites. But let's focus on the other side. A Villa who, by the way, looked quite thin yesterday. When you look at the playing personnel, what sort of activity would Villa need to do before the transfer window closes?
They need to sort out. In fact, I think more reason why things happened the way they did, to be honest with you, is because some of the key players that we expected would start didn't start. So I think if you have all those players on board,
which key player is only Watkins,
the goalkeeper, and with what we saw,
no, that's Onana is not available.
Yes, Onana
they need to go into the transfer window.
They need to go into the window and replace the players. They let go of Yuri Tillemans and a few other important players. So if they're able to replace those players with quality players, I don't think they will get as much quality as you'd get in Tillemans and Morgan Rogers, but something close, something that can grow and possibly surpass what those gentlemen left behind. Then they stand a good chance.
They need a midfield enforcer. They definitely do need that particular one. But I was impressed with them yesterday. They give PSG a real fight.
Shout out to Majo, by the way, the young lad up front who plays for England under 17. Despite having played for Luxembourg, I think he worried Patrick yesterday. I'm like, Patrick is struggling with this small boy like this. But that happened in basketball. Russell Westbrook finally said it's done with basketball. 18 years the man has gone. He won an MVP. I remember that season, averaging a triple-double, going on actually to also break the triple-double record in history, going past Oscar Robertson. I think he's one of my favorite players ever to play. Really? Yes, I think this man belongs to a Hall of Fame in a not so distant future. I feel bad for him that he never won a title, by the way, but don't worry. And I'm sure Damloju will think, he never won a ring. It might affect his legacy. I don't think that will. He's still going to be at Hall of Fame, whether I like it or not.
The fact that he doesn't have a ring, he will be disrespected in the future. I know the way fans have conversations, and I feel so bad for him.
All right, on Sports Kick today, let's talk about the Super Falcons. Street verdict: the big names are holding back the Super Falcons.
Yeah, it's easy to say when you think of when you look at the squad. Osinachi Ohale, she's 34. Francesca Odega, Damloju's baby, she's 32.
Everybody knows that name on this show. Michael, please.
In the Super Falcons,
I don't have the Super Falcons.
Asisat Oshoala is 31. She'll be 32 in October. Halimatu Ainde, she'll be 32 very soon. So when you think of this, these are big players that on a good day they should be commanding a starter shirt for the Super Falcons with the wealth of experience that they have. So truth be told, if they are just in the squad and they are contributing little or nothing, I completely agree with you on that one. They are holding the team back, but it's also down to the manager laziness and over dependence on the big names rather than come to the local league here, the NWFL, where we have players especially from Edo Queens and North Conference Queens. You can find them there. You can find them from Nobo Queens. You can find them from Imo Angels, Imo Strikers, not Super Strikers. Absolutely. So
what are the Anambra Babes called? Do they have one? The female?
I think
just the Anambra Babes,
or Anambra Queens or Angels. You're right. So the manager really needs to do the work. Watch MWFL games, I should say. You will find them, and then definitely you should be able to easily replace this player, because a number of these players started life in the NWFL. Let's not forget. I remember back in the early 90s, mid 90s, we had club sides like, I'm sure remember. You hear names like Pelican Stars. Remember them? They produced a number of players who went straight into the Super Falcons and won the WAFCON and never looked back from there. We can do the same thing.
How can Michael tell me that our older players are the ones that are holding us back when we look at some of the players that have scored for us, some of the players that have shown up for us? Big P mentioned Asisat Oshoala, she's in her 30s. You look at the likes of Uche Nakalu, Risola Babajide. These are players that even at this tournament they have stood up to be counted, and they are in their late 20s, early 30s. A lot of the young stars that we've seen at this tournament, how many of them have been able to show themselves? Chiamaka Nadozie, who a lot of us will say for a goalkeeper, she is young, considering the fact that she's in her mid-20s. She has had her worst tournament that I have seen in such a long time. Some of the other young stars that have been sent to this game, Ijamelusi has not exactly lit the whole place up. At the time that she got to start, it wasn't an electric performance. Michelle Alozie has struggled as well. So if we're going to pick our best players at this tournament, it has been the quote-unquote elder states women that have actually shown up for us. That is the truth of the matter. So if we're talking about in the future, we should look to harness a lot of younger players. I can have that conversation. But right now, our older players have been the better players for us at this tournament.
All right, Okonokpo Oluwasimasa says no big player is drawing back the Super Falcons. It's just one of moments now of our confidence. The Warriors really love Villa last night. Majo would make a good difference like Tammy for them. Let Adam Loju rest to his Moroccan passport is undetained. Undated.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh my days.
Ouch. Okay, that's let's look at more messages coming through. This one should be at Mike. He said, "I beg, who they call Robin Van Persie?" SN2 says, it goes on to say, "I'm not hungry. I'm not as hungry as the women going to the World Cup as much as I want them to beat South Africa. Anything that will make Nigeria inflict pains on South Africa is what I want. So the Super Falcons are condemned to
I
win."
second that. Someone here, Adegoke Adeshala from Okeodo, says it will be better for Falcons and their coach to make sure they beat South Africa to qualify for the playoff. If not, the team should be disbanded. Aston Villa gave their best yesterday. They played very well, but unfortunately they lost. I don't know when Emery will win Super Cup. Arsenal need to get at least 3 better players, a defender and attackers, and that is Adegoke Adeshala. Hello? Knock knock.
All right, close the door. Nobody should. All right, this is Oyemi says, Damiloju, since you've been supporting and pushing this Moroccan agenda, you think it's by predicting you'll win and get your citizenship passport by neutralization. You better apply for their PR first. At least they are not Africans, since you love them. The rule still stands. Any country that defeats the Super Falcons goes on to win the WAFCON. I guess you're spoiled for choices between Cameroon and Malawi.
Again, figuratively and literally, I'm not doing Moroccan PR.
Right. But you have many towels. Someone here, Abiodun David from Ottawa, says, one thing I love to see in the world of sports is watching the towel grabbers and go back to your country, get knocked out of a tournament, even when they're the host. Imagine when an Ojoro penalty was given to Morocco at the death of the match, but got past Patrice Motsepe and his CAF crew. The goalkeeper saved it. Nothing beats seeing their fans' hope turn into heartbreak.
From Ogba says, congrats to Malawi and Cameroon for their entry into the WAFCON final. Is as Osaka pack our bags. Okay,
that is so 3 days ago though.
Okay.
Like what?
Yeah, I can take the final one and
Mike
then we'll run out.
from Ikeja says, good morning to you in the studio. As for me, Morocco should just rest their head. No win for the cup. As for the Super Falcons, like NFF, like Super Eagle, like Super Falcon, if they like, they should win. If they like, make them no win. My own is La Liga. They start this weekend.
So Mika just added some big ups to the Cameroonians. When that penalty was awarded in the morning, they did not leave the pitch. They did not leave the pitch.
All right, shout out to Visual Mikende Hassan. Who else? Sorry, we'll see your messages, but no time. We can't actually take that. Yes, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Tomorrow again, we're here in the morning at 8. We appreciate you being here with us. Don't forget, follow us across all social media platforms at CD1051. The show continues here at Breakfast in the City all the way to 10 a.m. You still have the big P.
Yes.
Ini also returning to continue
next on
that,
the menu
right?
is Battle of the Playlist. Ini said that's the only time we're not friends, and I think I'll take it more seriously. Oh my days.
So she won't treat you right.
If she likes, she should. I'm loved at home.
All right, for line, I'll start saying something else here. Don't treat you right.
I beg you.
Breakfast in the City on City FM.